Boy, do I have a treat for you guys today. We have no other than McLain Ward sitting with us today on the video blog, and so honored, so pleased to have you here.
Nice
and
to be here.
thank you for sharing your ideas and time with us. Shortly, how did you become McLain Ward? I mean, how do you perform at this level?
Starting off, it's a journey, right? I had great opportunity. My parents were both professionals. It was in the genes, so to speak, and then as I got a little bit older, a great opportunity with good horses, great owners, and a lot of support staff, and you need all of that to really success at anything.
Yeah. And that, I hear that all the time because it's the parents' fault. They have the money, they have they know the stuff themselves, so it was just easy for you. You won it all almost.
I had a good chance. I had a good chance. It's never easy. You have to fight. You have to.
I know you had your struggles. That's of course what I'm getting at.
Yes, for sure. You have obstacles you have to overcome, personal and professionally.
Yeah.
But for sure, the support and the guidance is a key factor.
And of course, it's not always just easy peasy. So how do you handle obstacles or challenges?
A career is up and down in anything, and then when you throw the variable of a horse in sport, and in sport of nature too, where you have different variables of weather and conditions and hot and cold streaks and all of these things, it really is a mental game, and it's something that was interested in speaking with you because I about 7 or 8 years ago was seeking some guidance in the psychology point of view, and I felt I had talent, I had opportunity, but I could make my mind better, at least more consistent. And that's a journey. You don't get it. You don't have it. You work at it, and you keep reminding yourself, and you keep battling it.
That's amazing. And I know that you have made a statistic, or a different word, a statistic on the prize money.
Yeah, for
not
sure.
working with mental training and
started working with Volatile, as I told you, about in 2008, spring 2008, and I would say on average I've won about 30% more per year since then.
That's amazing.
And it's not because there's just one great answer to it. It's not a simple thing, but it gives you tools and a process and a way to kind of point your mind in the right direction and keep you from spiraling out of control, which I think we all have a tendency to do, particularly in athletics.
Really, really much, yeah. And you know what, in my perspective, many of the viewers, they want to have more success, so to speak. They want to compete at higher levels. And my point of view is, if you want to have more, you have to become more. Not do more, maybe do more, but at least become more. So it's inside out. That's the mental part for me.
Absolutely.
What are some of the character traits that you see in successful riders?
Well, I think you have to be determined, and that's a pretty broad word, but you have to be not only determined in your seeking and your professionalism, finding good horses and training them well and developing them, but in every aspect of your riding nowadays, and your physical preparation, your mental preparation, which is really becoming a huge factor in many sports, not just show jumping or horse sports. And it's something, again, it's not something, we talk about one concept I really think is important, is staying in the presence, or this instant amnesia.
I love that.
But this is not something you just get. You have it for a while, and then you lose it a little bit, and then you work back at it. And I tell people, it's a constant thing that you have to keep working on.
Thank you so much. Just a few questions more, and then we'll be done. I know you have to be off.
Okay.
I know you do a little bit of golf and tennis, but this, our sport, the flight animal. Any perspectives on that?
Yeah, in horse sports you have another living animal, so that definitely throws a monkey wrench into the equation, so to speak. I think one of the great correlations with golf is the conditions variable, and something I've noticed, when it's pouring rain and it's freezing cold and we're in the mud, I also don't like it. Yeah. But I would say, since I was able to start to work on these mental skills, I probably win, let's say, $100,000 a year more in bad weather, when the other people are cold and wet and tired. I'm also cold and wet and tired.
Of course.
But you get your mind in the right place, that there's a job to be done, you focus on that, and there's rewards because of it. And that carries through to other variables as well. And I think that's very similar in golf. You see some players where the wind picks up, or the fairways are too hard, they can't compete. Yeah. And then there are others who, we say, whether it's grittiness or a certain amount of toughness, but it's a mental toughness, that those are the conditions. You can't control that, and you have to still work on what you can control, which is your game.
Exactly. Love that so much. If I could ask you 2 questions more, and I know you have to be off. No problem. I am very much into a mental state, emotional state in my trainings. If I ask you to reflect on your rides, some of the best rides, what kind of emotion shows up in your mind if you have to kind of reflect on them?
Yeah, I mean, I think quiet calmness is always the best place to be, particularly when you're working with a horse.
Yeah.
If you can get to a point where you just have this, inner confidence, and confidence, like I said, is just simply, believing in what you're doing, and if you can get to that point, and where you have the confidence also to know that things are going to turn out the way you want, that while you may have one fence down today or you may go clear, that the performance and the way the horse performs and the way you perform is you're going to get to your goal. I think when you can take a breath and get to that point, normally good performance is follow.
I love that. Final question. Best advice for riders, on the rise, trying to become a better rider.
Yeah, I think you have to understand, and it's not unique to our sport, but there's going to be a lot more tough days than easy days. And, you have to digest that. This is not something you're going to do perfectly ever, and you keep seeking, you keep being the best you can be every day in every way, and understand the people at the top of the sport, as we spoke earlier, we're having the same struggles. 2 Olympic gold medals later, 200 Grand Prix. I still wake up on a Wednesday morning of the 9th show in Florida and think, hope I can do it well today. I have that thought. And so that's a shared experience for all of us, and you've got to control the emotion of that.
Love that so much. Thank you so much. It's been a huge inspiration, McLain Ward. Thank you so much.